Is Togo about to abandon ECOWAS after Ibrahim Traoré's invitation? The small nation is weighing a dramatic shift to join the alliance of Sahel states, with promises of regional power and trade benefits. Could this decision reshape West Africa's future? Is this the next domino to fall? ECOWAS loses 3 members. Let's start with Sahelexit. It's more than just a catchy term. It's a major geopolitical development. Mali, Niger and Burkina Faso officially withdrew from ECOWAS on January 29, 2025. Moving forward with the Alliance of Sahel States, or AES, even with ECOWAS's offer for an extension. It's a complex situation that highlights some of the key tensions and challenges facing West Africa today. What's important to remember, however, is that while these 3 are left, ECOWAS is determined to carry on. The roots of this withdrawal go back to the military coups in Niger in 2023, Burkina Faso in 2022, and Mali in 2020. ECOWAS responded with sanctions, border closures, asset freezes, actions that the AES countries saw as inhumane and influenced by foreign powers, particularly France. This feeling of external influence is a core grievance for the AES nations, who want to chart their course. This isn't to say the situation in the AES countries is ideal either. They've been turning towards Russia for support, raising concerns among some observers about the potential for new forms of dependence. One expert, Dr. Mohammed Abdullahi, has expressed concern about the growing complexities of regional stabilization in West Africa because he believes there will be more issues now. He thinks this departure risks weakening collective efforts to address issues like terrorism and could further fragment West African states. Now, some may be thinking, hasn't a country left ECOWAS before? You're right, Mauritania left back in 2000. But this triple departure is different. It speaks to deeper security and regional implications. ECOWAS may now need to work harder at making sure countries don't want to leave. To be better than their AES counterparts, they must take a deep look and find what's best. This could mean changing the charter, altering rules, and giving countries the chance to show they are a part of ECOWAS. A new power block? So, what exactly is the Alliance of Sahel States? And what are their goals? Well, it's a formal alliance between Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso established through the Liptako-Gourma Charter in 2023. They're planning to create a joint military force of about 5,000 personnel to combat jihadist violence. That is one of the many goals they will be implementing soon. The motivation seems to stem from a desire for sovereignty and freedom from external influence. President Traoré has invited all African countries to join the AES, playing on themes of independence from the West. But it's essential to look at the historical context here. A key factor has been the desire to push back against what they see as French influence. This is tied to the coups and the broader narrative of reclaiming national resources and sovereignty. Southern-ending French influence appears to be key. Now, we do need to be cautious about how this is framed. While they claim their actions are about national sovereignty, critics are understandably concerned that this division may only make things easier for armed groups operating in the region. A cohesive front is often more effective against these types of threats. But the AES states would probably respond that they didn't see that cohesive front being offered by ECOWAS, so they had to act themselves. It can be dangerous for them. While the AES states are moving closer to Russia, they feel they've been left with few other options. However, ECOWAS can find ways to create alliances with AES to secure themselves. ECOWAS and AES might even meet secretly to discuss terms and create some working agreements. ECOWAS can still bring AES back into their good graces. Togo's balancing act. Togo finds itself in an incredibly complex situation. Togo hasn't had any coups, so its government has been able to continue relations with most of its neighbors. There's no specific information, so we can infer that Togo is attempting to maintain some semblance of regional stability amidst all this upheaval. As a result, they now are balancing whether they want to continue working with ECOWAS and AES. While working with both does mean some regional stability, it also prevents them from fully leaning in with AES's goals. It may make sense for them to want to join both. This is where Togo's decision becomes so fascinating. The Togolese foreign minister's statement that joining the AES isn't impossible says a lot. However, they haven't left ECOWAS. They have not explicitly stated what their interests are. To fully support AES does mean leaving ECOWAS, given their limited resources and geographic situation. Choosing the right path is critical for survival. It may make sense for them to join AES and maintain ties with ECOWAS. They need all the help they can get. However, to maintain neutrality, they are better off with their ties with ECOWAS. If AES has more to offer, Togo would need to review whether their safety, security, and economic strength are better served with them. As mentioned, maintaining neutrality would be the best case, although difficult. It would give them the best opportunity to weigh all options and choose the best path. The challenge for Togo is not just deciding but managing the fallout from that decision. Can they maintain stability internally and manage relationships with their neighbors, regardless of which path they take? Why consider the AES? What's the logic behind Togo even considering the AES? Well, we can look at a few key factors. First, the desire for independence is very important for them. Like the AES countries, Togo has been influenced by external powers for a long time. To be sovereign will be very important for all the citizens in the country. Given the instability in the Sahel, Togo might see the AES as a stronger avenue to strengthen their own regional security cooperation. They might feel limited in their ability to do so right now. So enhanced security and safety would be paramount. However, trade may be a difficult challenge. Togo is located in the heart of the region, bordered by both ECOWAS and AES member states, making it difficult to completely isolate itself from either bloc. Given those challenges, they could be more effective with the AES. They would be able to build better ties with other countries that have similar goals in AES. This will benefit long-term success. For any country to maintain strength, they need to depend on themselves. It may be a great opportunity to make sure they can sustain themselves in the future. The AES also aims to create an economic and monetary union, as well as its own currency, which should be based on natural resources. To take advantage of all of this, they must join AES. ECOWAS in crisis. ECOWAS is facing a crisis. But one thing that ECOWAS head Ibrahim Traoré said gives ECOWAS some opportunity. Any state can choose to rejoin the community at any time. They are willing to accept any country that is left back. The question is whether they can address the issues. With some new countries, they might have some political issues that have no resolutions. In 2024, ECOWAS imposed sanctions on Niger after its coup. Such sanctions included border closures and asset freezes. Many Nigerians thought this was inhumane. This is what triggered the issue in ECOWAS. For Burkina Faso and Niger, there are other key issues as well, such as high levels of insecurity stemming from jihadist groups. And it is believed the military council in Niger may be planning to align itself with the Wagner Group, a Russian-backed mercenary organization that has been accused of committing human rights abuses. The coup is the most visible symptom of a deeper set of problems. If coups become the norm, then what will happen to ECOWAS? ECOWAS has not been able to help these members solve the issues that led to these coups. To prevent these things, it should learn from the members and create better agreements with them. ECOWAS may be able to provide some more support to these countries. Restrictions on movement, trade, and border controls could further exacerbate economic hardship in countries already struggling with the consequences of conflict and humanitarian crises. ECOWAS could also put more focus on humanitarian efforts. A volatile mix. The AES departure stems primarily from dissatisfaction with regional political practices and a desire to assert their path. They need help in the face of terrorism and economic dependence. This security crisis is also a large concern for any countries that share a border with AES. Understandably, the safety and security of their borders would be a top concern for their citizens. It has certainly been the driving force to ensure better safety measures for the AES. They are addressing foreign powers and any concerns. accusations and counter-accusations between some ECOWAS members and the AES, combined with a lack of cooperation in tackling terrorism in the Sahel, may have contributed to the rise in attacks by extremist groups. Mali and Burkina Faso condemned ECOWAS's inhumane sanctions and pledged to support Niger in the event of military action from the bloc. Many feel that if there had been no sanctions, the citizens of these countries would be better off. This action of theirs will likely have security concerns. However, these military actions are not enough. It is important to consider that these measures must come with more effort. This can be best addressed by making sure citizens are economically taken care of in the long term. People with jobs and the ability to feed their families are less likely to become terrorists. Economic support can also build trust with the AES countries and other countries on the border, too. Redefining Africa's future. The most concerning part is that so much of the crisis is due to ending French influence and others, so they can make a big change and difference. They have said they want a more solid balance of power, too. This can have the effect of making other leaders consider working with these forces. Ending French influence also appears to have been a key factor behind the coups and the withdrawal from ECOWAS. As a result, the AES and any ECOWAS or AES countries may want to create solutions for all. The problem now is there are many countries that depend on ECOWAS for resources, and even the US has invested resources in that area. However, the AES countries are not seeing it the same way. They may not see it as helpful and may view it as harmful. And this means they are working to change the circumstances. This has many political implications in their countries, as people are picking and choosing which sides they are on. They need to be strong and make sure they are making good decisions for their citizens. However, they have been acting for what is in their control. With all this tension, the AES is not without challenges, and it may be difficult for them to work. They should focus on the good they want to do for their states and come together to help ECOWAS and AES together. A chance for reevaluation. The AES departure must be used as an opportunity. The AES must also think about other economic cooperation because it may have some difficulties in doing so. The key is to maintain it. ECOWAS and AES have a better opportunity to get together to build a new future. All of this can improve people's lives. Dr. Umar has stated that the withdrawal of these nations poses significant challenges. These come especially when looking at the face of threats such as terrorism and economic dependence. These are valid concerns that the AES needs to face. By taking them seriously, they are better able to prevent issues long term. By focusing on creating the best cooperation pacts, it will assist in that ability. They must address and improve ECOWAS. There needs to be action taken towards regional stability. By helping the country stabilize, there is an ability to have more strength. The leaders of all need to sit down and discuss how they can all move forward. The safety and long-term prosperity of these countries must be key. It could cause more challenges. If those economic needs are met, these countries are more likely to be united and stronger. With a shared plan and collaboration, all parties can succeed. What's your take on Togo joining the AES? Smart move or a risky gamble? Drop your thoughts into the comments. If you enjoy the video, hit like and subscribe for more updates. Thanks for watching.